Namaskaram everyone and welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a very dear guest with us. We have Dr. Vandana with us. Namaskaram Akka.
Namaskaram.
So as the name suggests, Akka is an MBBS doctor and she's also a Hatha Yoga teacher. So today we'll be talking more about Akka's journey into this and how she came across yoga, Sadhguru. But before that, we in the podcast, Akka, we mainly try to find the unmeditator, person and what the person was before he or she became a Hatha Yoga teacher. So with your permission, Akka, shall we go into the podcast?
Yes, sure.
Sure. Thank you, Akka. So before we get into it, I just want to tell the audience that, the audio version of this is available on Apple Podcast and Spotify. So if you want to just listen to the audio version, you can. While you're driving or cooking, you can go at it. And also I take extra time to timestamp these podcasts so that you guys can go through the timestamps and maybe just listen to the part you guys resonate with. So yes, Akka, now into the podcast, Akka. So please tell us a bit about yourself, not a bit, a lot, if you're comfortable with that, about where you're from, what you used to do before, was being a Hatha Yoga teacher a part of your life's journey. So, and how you decided to become a doctor. So all that we would really love to know, Akka.
Okay, so I am basically from North India, from state Jharkhand, and I'm a single child of my parents. My
single and
parents are
spoiled?
teacher.
Like
Yes, you can say that. Pampered.
Pampered.
It's
Yeah, we all
spoiled,
are.
no, maybe.
We are single children.
Yes. Before means like yoga came into my life, like childhood, it was like pretty good. Being single child, very pampered, good in studies. During childhood, it was pretty fine, and it was during my preparation days after +2, 10+2, when we prepare for PMT. We had pre-medical entrance exams that time, so that was a little challenging for me, and that time a little bit yoga came into my life in some form. That time, about Ramdev Baba.
Yes, Baba Ramdev.
Yes. So he had a shivir in our town, so we whole of the town visited, actually attended that shivir. So some
What is
form
that?
of yoga.
He had a ashram.
No, a shivir, what to say, a workshop type of thing.
Oh.
So he used to do that in different cities. Time to time, he used to do that for 7 days. His whole team was there, and early morning, whole city was actually walking and going there.
Oh,
So it was good, and that is the first time when yoga entered in my life in some form, and it did help me during my preparation time. It helped me to keep calm and prepare, and it was
Could you tell us a bit about
yeah.
Baba Ramdev? I've seen it here and there, but how these workshops are, if whatever you're able. I've never heard someone talk about the workshops.
Means I don't know right now what it's happening. When I was I had just completed my 12th class, so that time he was becoming very popular on television, Ask the Channel that time, and in different cities. He used to conduct 7 days shivir, we used to say, or workshop, you can say that. And there, we lived in Bokaro Steel City, actually. It's a steel plant is there. So the SAIL authorities had invited him so that he conduct that workshop for the whole city. So that was done. So early morning, I think
whole city?
Kind of. It's
So
a small
many
city,
how many
it's a
people
small
would come?
city. It's a
still.
small city, it's a small city, mostly a planned city, where mostly the people who work in the SAIL, in the factories, schools, and everything. My father was also teacher in a school of SAIL, actually. So it's a very small city. So I can't say how many people, but yeah, thousands of people definitely. It was a big open field where we all used to go early morning, like 4 a.m. to I think 8, somewhat 4 to 8 or 4 to 7, I think. And like literally everyone was walking because it's a very small city. It was like 4 or 5 kilometers, everyone walking and reaching there. It was nice. So yeah, that was the first time yoga helped me, and it did help me during preparation, like to stay calm, because a lot of stress while children are preparing. They undergo a lot of stress, and somehow I didn't get it in my first attempt. Actually, I took 2 years to get into medical school. So finally, initially I was preparing at home only, but then last 6 months I went to a hostel where other people were also actually my institute where I was doing test series. So they actually selected few students. They conducted a test, and 13 or 20, 30 people, they put them in a hostel, and every two days they'll take a test like that. So in that hostel, I was the most chill person. Firstly, because I got out of home, and then yoga was definitely helping me. And then I got a really good rank that time. I got first rank in Jharkhand. Yeah, and means it was and all India also. In that time, CBSE was conducting exams. That time in CBSE I didn't get that good marks, but then again in Delhi there is a Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. That used to conduct a separate exam. So in that I got all India 51 rank. So so I got Delhi. Safdarjung Hospital is there. So I got that MBBS seat there. So that was a good thing. But
can I ask you before that, how did you decide that you want to go for medicine? Was it something that you always wanted, or?
Maybe means since childhood it was I want to.
Since we are in India, either it's engineer or doctor. Was it?
I can say kind of my mother wanted to become, but she did prepare for it. She was married. She got married young, at 18 years. She was still in her +2, and then she continued her study, graduation, post-graduation. She did after her marriage. But during that time, she also tried to prepare. She gave exam, but she somehow didn't clear it. So maybe that was also, but they didn't force that on me. But some inspiration was there that she wanted me. So they inspired me since childhood that you should become a doctor. And then
are you sure, or are you worried your mom will hear this podcast?
No. That's true. Right? They didn't very
I'm just kidding.
Force me.
I'm just pulling your leg.
And kind of I'm first doctor in my generation. There are few one or two in my distant cousin. Two are there. Yeah.
For some of my international audience, maybe few listeners who are listening, what does it mean to be a doctor in India? Can you give them a context?
Okay,
the family, it's a big thing in our family, right? A doctor. I can also understand it. That's why.
Yes, it's a big thing, and how can I'll just tell you when we enter a medical college, it's 5.5 years course, and then you get that doctor degree. Okay, but the day you enter, your relatives thinks you become a doctor. They come with their reports and everything. Or what's happening? Tell me, is it correct or not? What medicine? I don't know yet. I just started. I faced this so much in my initial days. I did not know how to handle.
Awesome. So please tell us a little bit about your college days. How medical college is? How was it fun? Was it very hectic? How did you manage it, if you could?
It was hectic, and it was a big culture shock for me. Actually, I belong to a very small city, and going to Delhi, it was culture shock for me a little bit, because it's so different, a metro city, a child who has been there, and in our city, the city where I grew up, it is like known for education, means like only studies. Even a person who is having like stalls or just selling vegetables, they will send their children to the best of the schools. That is their priority. So it is just like education, and then from there coming here and seeing so many people and so much difference. So it was a little bit difficult for me to adjust initially. I felt a lot of homesick, so that was that emotional aspect, and yes, it was hectic. And I can say like the first day of my college, I felt like it's worse than school. It's like we sat one lecture 1 hour, next lecture another 1 hour, next lecture back to back 3 lectures, 3 hours we are like sitting. And I was like, oh my god, people say that you go to college this and that, and like medical college, no.
Karan Johar movies, Akka. Karan Johar movies. Was that in your
totally
expectation?
Not really that much. I definitely knew that it won't be in a medical college, but it was like, oh, it's so much tough. And yes, it was hectic, and somehow I couldn't keep up my yoga practices. That was not a good thing, but it did affect me later on. And but medical college is hectic, but it's fun also in a way. Like it is like you study, then you give your exam. You study, prepare for exam, give exam, have fun for 2 days, again start studying. Prepare for exam, give exam, have fun for 2 days, again start studying. So it's fun in a way.
Okay, Akka. So from the college, when did you decide to do MD? What did you do for MD, Akka? Like, how did you decide?
MD, again after MBBS we have to give an entrance exam for MD also. So according to the rank you get the specialty, like medicine, surgery, or ophthalmology or something. So I definitely wanted something else, but I couldn't get it because of my rank. Why? I'll let you know. So during the period of like MBBS, it is little stressful, and if you do not know handle, so it can affect you. So it did affect my mental health in some way. And initially, during MBBS, I pulled through somehow, and I got one more thing. It is very when you're in school, you are toppers. When you go in medical college, you are like almost like you are preventing yourself to fail somehow. It is that the standard is so high. So it is very tough academically. You have to be there always. So the stress has been building up, but somehow I did clear it. But towards the end of the internship, I felt that I was going into depression. Means I didn't really realize that I was going into depression, but it was happening. And I as soon as my internship ended, I kind of withdrew from everyone. So I didn't join any hospital for practice. I didn't even join any coaching for entrance exam preparation. I just went to my home, to my parents, and I stopped talking to people and all.
Right.
So but I really didn't realize, even being a doctor, I didn't realize that I am into depression that time. And my focus also had decreased. I couldn't study that well. So so that year I didn't get that good rank. So I thought I should prepare one more year, but again I was not doing anything to prepare or anything to improve my mental health because I was not aware of it. So I just went to my hometown, and then again I got similar rank. So I got community medicines. So I thought like whatever I was getting, that was the best option with that. So community medicine, it's like public health, and you're treating the patient also, and also the community as well. So it's like preventive, and social aspect of health we are also taking care of. So I thought it's good, like I'm still communicating with patients, and it's like broad view. So I joined it, and I was okay for a few months, and then again when stresses started coming up, it's like work pressure increased. You have to do seminars, you have to do presentations also. So then again, and for depression, it is like you'll see that it happens more in the winter season. The episodes, it's more common. So it was towards December. So again, the symptoms were coming up. I was not able to read. So then my seniors helped me that you should take treatment and all. So that is the time when I started treatment from a psychiatrist, and that did help me a lot. But through the way, only how I discovered yoga, and I brought back yoga in my life, and which helped me to come out of it.
So Akash, during that time, did you restart your Baba Ramdev practices, or did you find out some new practice for yourself?
No, I had lost interest in everything. I had lost interest in yoga also. That time I just couldn't do anything, and like it was like I couldn't even like do my daily activities. It had decreased to that level, my disability, like eating or having a bath. So that is like if I do it on time, that is achievement for that day. It was like that. And
so before you go forward, I'm someone who has personally gone through it, and people who have gone through depression who know, even brushing your teeth is such a hassle getting up in the morning. So I'm sure some of the viewers listening, their kids, they might be going through the same. So during that phase, what was the one thing that you held on to, like a little bit? How were you able to manage from a one-day basis with that depression? Like someone might be going through the same, maybe they do not have yoga or anything right now. So without all those, how did you manage those days? If you could shed some light.
Yeah, it's like I just few things that like I really liked to do. So that I tried to do on like means for example, like even my work was getting affected because like I was not performing well in the academics, but still like a part of my work when I was going to the hospital seeing patients, so that was still that I like doing that, because interacting with people, I still like that. So I used to do that part, but I didn't attend the academics part. So like I was attending, so my attendance went really bad, but still I was trying to do that. So like there was like something that I was
so basically just keep something going on. Maybe it's not very big.
Not very big. And then I also tried doing that, like making a list of things that I need to do daily. So not big things, like waking up, getting out of bed, like brushing. Like I used to make like to-do list like this and like cut it off. So that was like a kind of reward that I did these many things. So in those days, it was that's how like I tried to do.
Yeah, because maybe most people who are not going through it won't understand, but I can really relate, because when there's a list at the end of the day, maybe look, okay, I did something. It's a big relief than I didn't do anything. So the list depended on like how the state I am. If I am like too low that nothing I can do, so even like brushing my teeth, it was an achievement. The other days I'm good. So the things like my pending assignments or the pending work, things I have to study, that I would try to complete. So that's how I try to do. Awesome. So from there, how did you, we would really love to know how you overcame that, because I think that's the part, So please, Sadhguru,
So because I had that background of a little bit yoga, so I knew it will help. but I did not know how to bring it back because I could not sit or I could not do anything regularly. So, but I just like tried to search on YouTube any like inspirational videos that I tried to listen. So somehow I got to listen to Sadhguru. I don't remember what exact video it was. So
Which year
I
was it?
found it.
May I ask which year was it?
It's like I think it was 2017 end. It's like
Right.
December, November, December
Okay.
around. Yeah, it's like my depression treatment started from 2016 actually, end of 2016. So that 1 year I was on medicines, and then I underwent like counseling sessions also. It helped me to some extent, but still it was coming back. Like every year I was having episodes of 4-5 months. It was like that.
Right.
So I listened to a few videos, and I found like, yeah, it was encouraging. And as Sadhguru says, like our like thoughts and emotions, we should be in charge of it. So that made sense to me. So I thought like, yeah, I should do. So then somehow I came to know about Isha Kriya through his. So I started doing it also for a while only. But then because I was watching so many videos, I came across negative videos also about Sadhguru.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Tell us about the negative videos. What was the content?
because like there's so many like fake gurus or so many negativities are there. So I was like the videos I came across was about Maviji's deaths. Like people had accused him of a murder, and about the land things.
Grabbing.
Land grabbing. Yeah. So those things. Then I thought like he's also like other people, and I stopped.
Right.
And I stopped. Then I was like, I still like used to see other videos, like whoever video I found inspiring, I used to watch. Then like somehow one day a school friend of mine, I got in contact with him, and he mentioned about Isha Kriya. Like he's a Muslim, and he practiced Isha Kriya, he said, and it helped him. I thought like being a Muslim, he was practicing that, so like it must have worked for him. So I thought like, okay, I should give it a try. He said like he also had like some depressive symptoms, and it helped him. So then I thought, okay, let me try once again. So then I thought I should give it a try, and simultaneously I started searching on those questions, like the allegations on Sadhguru, what is the truth behind. Then I came across other videos also which is stating about the Mahasamadhi of Vijima and other things. Then I thought, okay, I should not like blindly believe what the negative videos. There are other aspects also people have talked about, the truth also. Then I had like some faith, okay, it's not that, and let me see if it works. Then I did Isha Kriya for around like 3 months, I think. 3 months or 1 month, I think 1 to 3 months, the exact I don't remember. So I did it daily, once or twice I tried to do, and it helped me to a limit that I can get out of room and like I can do something for myself. It brought me to that level. My medicines were still on. But still, like the medication, sometimes medicines, I will say like medications are important. It's not that only meditation will help. Both are important at their own level. So they were helping at level, but still it had made me blank kind of. Yeah, medications are important if you are at like where at certain stage of depressive or any mental illness, so that has an important role. So yeah, just a minute.
Take a time, Akka. We can edit
no,
it.
Actually, husband is
yeah.
make me laugh.
Okay, then I'm not editing this part off, guys. Then I keep it on the podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
So through Isha Kriya I came to a certain level that I can get out of my room and do something more for myself. So that is the time, like I was seeing several videos, that is the time when I came across your videos also. You had a video about like how you fought depression and how inner engineering helped you. So that is the time when I came to know about inner engineering also, and I also searched the website about Sadhguru, and I was so much impressed by Sadhguru that I wanted to be with him, and I just finding what program I can do with Sadhguru. Then I found it is Samyama, but then I found list of things that you have to do before Samyama. So that is another thing, but mainly it was your video that inspired me. Yes, okay, inner engineering may help me because it has helped you. And I also visited Delhi Center that time, Isha Center. Actually, in my college, there was a national conference on holistic medicine. It was being organized that time. So regarding to that only, I just made a visit there just to get more knowledge. So there I met a volunteer, and then she said few things, and then I asked about myself also, that like I had been suffering, what do you suggest for me? Then she said like you should do inner engineering, and by that time I had seen your videos also. So then the very next month in March 2018, I registered for it. So it was like 7-day program, like 3-4 hours each. That program, that time not the online one. So that program I did, and it was like life changing for me. And what to say, like before inner engineering, like I was on like 3 different medication. One was for anxiety and 2 were antidepressants that I was taking. So anxiety was like it is like SOS, means like whenever you feel anxious you can take a pill, and I was like I would take like 8 to times a day. So I would get anxious, like a palpitation, then I would take a pill. So it was that frequent I was taking. And when I did inner engineering, so like it was like I felt that I felt joy after such a long time, after like Shambhavi. I felt like that because I had been like sad or blind, no, never like joyful for a long time, almost 3 years around. So, and drastically my requirement of medications came down. And like for anxiety, what I was taking like in a day 8 times, now like after inner engineering, for entire next 1 month I took only once. Wow. So with the thing that I was taking 7 times a day. And antidepressant also, like two different medicines I was taking, that also after consulting my psychiatrist it came down to 1, and those also decreased after that. And yeah, so that's how it helped me personally. And then I visited ashram also that very year in Guru Purnima, in the lab of the master. So that was also a really beautiful experience that time. And my medication, I means after like 3 months of Shambhavi, I didn't feel that I required medication, but on consultation with my psychiatrist, he said that you should continue till your exams or like some major event, because that is a big stressor. So I continued for maybe another 1 year. I did continue.
Beautiful. Like, awesome. Like I think this is since I have someone who's personally taken antidepressants, coming out of antidepressants, it's a very rare possibility. We have to keep on.
Yes.
Life will always throw stress at us. It's one event after.
Yes.
So you have to somehow, most people, I was also told I need to take it lifelong. So that's the common narrative that is there. You can never come off the medication. So what I think this is so much more valuable is you're a doctor, you're someone who has been in the field MBBS and you have gone through it. So coming from you, it is much more, credible and valuable piece of, content. And you're someone who has personally gone through it. It's just not that you're given someone the medication and you're saying you've gone through it. So that is a really beautiful thing. Again, thank you for, sharing it so openly and vulnerably. It's a bit hard because I know the kind of things. So thank you for, genuinely sharing it. Because just like my video found you, I'm sure, someone will find your video and, that will be that person's first step to find Sadhguru or the program and heal their own journey in their own life. Awesome, Akka. Thank you so much. So from there, Akka, when did you go to Hatha Yoga teacher training? How was that decision, Akka?
Yes. So like after I did my inner engineering, I also did Hatha Yoga programs also like simultaneously. I did Yogasanas. I first did Yogasanas. I did not know what to do first or so I just like whatever was the next, I jumped into it. Whatever was available the next. So I attended Yogasanas, and that time I was obese actually because of antidepressant also, and I had like PCOD also. So that was also one reason of obesity, and the antidepressant like increased my appetite so much. I was eating so much. I increased my weight like drastically. In 1 month, I gained 8 kgs. It was like that. So I did Yogasanas, but I didn't do it properly. So I injured myself a little bit in my neck.
Okay.
So actually, it is like the instructions have to be listened very clearly, and especially the precautions. Maybe, and when you're doing it first time, sometimes you're like too enthusiastic. You want to reach the posture,
right.
So that's what went wrong. So I did the Sarvangasana. So
advanced Yogasana.
Yeah, I had no idea. Okay, I registered for it and I just went. So rest everything was good, but Sarvangasana. But they did say that we should not try whatever precautions. Okay, and I was enthusiastic maybe. So, but then and actually I had this like cervical spondylitis thing. It runs in my family, but till that time I did not realize I also am predisposed. I didn't have that symptoms, but maybe that triggered somehow, and I didn't realize when to stop. So after that, like it was like 6 months, I was so much in pain. I could not sit like this. But then coming out of it, I of course medications, and I underwent all the investigations, and then physiotherapy. And then when they were teaching the physiotherapy, I realized it's so much similar to the UpaYoga practices. Few of the practices were very much similar to UpaYoga practice. Then I thought, like, why shouldn't I start doing UpaYoga also? Because then, along with the physiotherapy exercises which they taught, because it was very much similar for that neck problem they taught me. So I started doing UpaYoga, and that really helped me a lot. Like, it reduced all the symptoms to like 95%. So I thought it was good, but then I didn't start Yogasana. I till that time I learned, okay, you should do Suriya Kriya first, like simpler things, and then gradually go. So UpaYoga I was already doing. Then I learned Suriya Kriya, and the Suriya Kriya helped me in my physical health so much. Like PCOD, I had this problem, and all the symptoms like really got improved after doing regular Suriya Kriya. And it was that I was not able to do many cycles because of my schedule, because that was the time I was doing my MD also, and because of my depression I had already lost so many days of my work, and so backlog I was trying to cover up also. So, but I tried to maintain at least one cycle of Suriya Kriya. Even that helped me. So in physical health, it did help me so much. So Then again I restarted Yogasana slowly along with the Shambhavi practice. And after I completed my MD, I applied for the advanced courses also just after Shambhavi, because I wanted to do everything, Samyama I had. So I wanted to do everything in that 1 year only.
Right.
That was my plan. Shambhavi, then the next Vipassana, Shoonya, and then Yogasana. And I just wanted to learn only those things that were fulfilling the criteria. So that was one thing, because I did the positive effect on my mental health I already had got. So now the target was Samyama for me. So but then I applied for the advanced courses, but they take a detailed history. They asked about the mental health also there. Then I had mentioned the medications and all. Then they did say that you should not be doing the course till you are on medication. So you contact when you're off the medication. I said okay. Then so I couldn't do it. So till 2019 May, I was on medication. My exam, my MD final exam, I gave in I think September, October. So after that, but I was off medication. I was doing okay, but still, in depression, what happens is there is a mental pattern of negative thought and emotion, that a cycle comes up. So and that cycle happens in each and every person who is not even in depression. But in depression, what happens, it goes on for a long time, and you're not able to come back normally easily. So that is what segregates normal people and those who are going into depression. So now, because I have undergone depression, so now I'm more aware of it, that it's starting.
True.
So now it's starting now, so I can go into. So earlier, slowly it did start, and maybe it stayed for a day or 2 days, but then becomes normal even without medication. But still, I didn't like that feeling. I don't want that feeling, and without medicine, because I just stopped my medication. So I wanted something more. Then I did contact them again for Vipassana and Shoonya. But then they said you should be at least 6 more months off the medication. Then you should apply. And I said, now what should I do? Because I was okay, but still I wanted more stability in my mind. It's I was normal level now, but now because I'm more aware that I can go into depression again, I don't want to. So I wanted more stability in my mind. So at that time, I had come in contact with other meditators also. So one person I came in contact, Isha meditator only. Then he told me about vipassana meditation.
Right.
Yeah. So he said that it helped him in his depressive phase and anxiety phase. It helped him to come out of it, and he was practicing both. Isha. He was a Isha meditator also, and was also practicing vipassana. I was initially, when I have Sadhguru, why do I need anyone else? I was like that, and actually I was gathering more information about vipassana from him for another friend of mine who might not be able to visit ashram or do Isha meditations. So I was actually gathering information for him, but somehow I ended up going there, and it was nice. It was really wonderful, and before after going to vipassana, my devotion for Sadhguru increased. I would say and these the things that he says, so many things he says, but because we follow him and we respect him, so we just believe usually. Okay, he has said, so it is true. We don't understand or we don't have experience of it, but after going into vipassana, after the 10 days experience, whatever I had, so I feel okay, what he is saying, why he is saying, in some form of experiential way, I could understand, okay, what is he saying, and that really increased my devotion for him. It's what to say. It's difficult to believe that going to some other meditation form, your devotion for your guru is increasing, but it did happen for me, and it was really a good experience for me, and it helped me a lot, and I kept the practice on. After this thing, after this vipassana thing, how it helped me, because as a meditation, I'll not comment on that. Of course, it is a very, as Sadhguru has also said, it is a very good process. But just I'll comment on the mental health. When I was doing it, I felt like not exactly, but I felt like how a counselor helps you to do therapy. Means with counselor's help, you're doing therapy on yourself. It is there. You're doing it on yourself. You are seeing your mind yourself. You are understanding, and you are like eliminating those things. And like it was that process for me actually. And after that, when I was okay, it's like pretty stable. Then I also did a PG diploma course on mental health from CMC Vellore. So because I suffered so much, so I really wanted to help more people, and that is how Hatha Yoga teacher training also came into. Because meanwhile I had a friend who went into firstly why I chose Hatha Yoga teacher. First thing was I was so inspired by the teachers. So when I attended the yoga programs, so the way the teachers were, the composed, the calm, their very presence felt so different. I felt like I want that in me. It's like that composer, I want that in me. And then I had a friend. I met him in the ashram only. So the time when he met him, he was younger to me. He was very childish, very kiddish. Okay, and then he went for sadhana pada, and then I met him for just 5 minutes when I went for Shoonya program. He was there. Then I just saw his presence felt so different. I met him for only 5 minutes. Then I was like, okay. Then I actually wanted to do sadhana pada first and then Hatha Yoga, because that's how he did it. He did sadhana pada and then he did Hatha Yoga teacher training. So I was a little bit inspired by him also. And so that's what I wanted. But because of my household situation, I cannot spare 2 years time. So I thought, okay, let me try for Hatha Yoga teacher. And when my friend had become Hatha Yoga teacher, so he used to consult me for should I teach this person? This person came with these complaints. Should I teach this or not? He used to consult. So I had half knowledge. Okay, because as a student I have learned, but as a teacher, so I do not know every aspect of it. So I felt like I am not able to correctly tell. Yes. So one thing was that I wanted to get the complete knowledge, and of course the other thing was that how the teachers that I have been with, how they were. So I wanted that in me also, and. After marriage, I shifted to Hyderabad from Delhi. So here I tried to restart my Hatha Yoga practices, which I had stopped. So here Abhi is there. So I was so much inspired by him also, the way he is. And I restarted all my practices to him. And then while I was confused, should I do, should I not? Because being a doctor, half of the people think you're being crazy. You're going into this Hatha Yoga. Even my parents. Okay. So I didn't tell them initially that I'm going. So finally I was really confused. Should I do? Should I? I wanted to do because I felt that this. I believe in holistic approach to health. Because studying modern medicine, I know it is it is a very new medicine, and it is not like complete, I would say. Means it is like life saving, as Sadhguru said. It is definitely life saving, and it is so much important. But there are a few aspects of it which it has not covered. In many of the diseases, even in our books, we find etiology not known. Okay.
What is etiology?
Yeah,
if you could tell us.
Etiology means means the reason, the cause of the disease, not known. So many of the diseases, it will be said that not talking about the communicable disease, but the lifestyle disease or other diseases, many things it is said like that. So it is still evolving, still people are trying to find out. And of course, the rich knowledge or the heritage of our country, the yoga and Ayurveda. So I have some belief in that also. So I wanted to explore those things. So in Hatha Yoga teacher training, this curriculum, there is like introduction to Siddha also a little bit. So I was excited about that also. Like somehow something I'll get to know about that. And they talk about like food also, food aspect as per Ayurveda, because it is Ayurveda again, it is a very deep understanding. So I wanted to have some knowledge of that also. So that is why I wanted to do first for my own personal growth, and then of course like somehow I can bring this holistic approach to help to people.
Awesome. So could you talk a bit more about whatever is possible about the training? How hectic was it? How did you manage it? Was it like college days or like how was it?
College days, I cannot compare it with college days. It was very hectic. It was very challenging, but it was one of the best days of my life, I'll say. And I'll say like sometimes there was so much pain in the body. Even while sleeping, if I want to turn side, it used to hurt. But still, it was enjoyable. Like it was just to hurt. But early morning, you wake up, take a cold shower, everything is okay. You go start practicing again. So it was I would say like I had the best time of my life. I would say, the schedule, like it was jam packed, like morning 5:30 to like 9:30, 10, and little breaks in between. That time you have to eat, study, everything that time. But it was wonderful and made good friends there. It was the best decision of my life, I could say.
What was your parents and husband's reaction when you said you wanted to go?
My husband has been very supportive, like if it wasn't his support, I wouldn't be here. And like my parents scolding part of it, he took it. I didn't have to face it. He kept scolding that why did you let her go? Why do you say yes to everything she says? So my husband is not a meditator,
Wow.
He doesn't meditate. Somehow I made him do inner engineering online, but he didn't get initiated because he cannot sit. Somehow I took him to vipassana also. He did 10 days, but he didn't practice after that. And then I made him learn after marriage, I made him learn this Suriya Kriya and Vandana also from Abhiyana. He practiced for a while. He liked it because physical things he can do, but sitting he can't. So he's smiling. But in spite of all that, he has never stopped me from anything. Like because he has seen how yoga and meditation has helped me through my depressive phase and how I have grown. So that's why he always supports me and whatever makes me happy. So it was his support, because of that I could go. A lot of financial burden also, but somehow we did it. And my parents still not very happy, but they are like, okay, it is for health.
Right.
I have said that because that was one of my objective also, that I'll make this like holistic approach, because in teacher training, it's like whatever practices we have, we are given different modules for different health conditions also.
Okay.
For diabetes, hypertension, like set up those practices only, but in certain combination that will be helpful for those diseases and all. So that's what I was looking for also, means like, because only medicines don't help sometimes people are at like it's like just the symptoms are, risk factors are there, symptoms are not started yet. So if that time also they start some preventive aspect, lifestyle changes, so it can bring changes in the life. So it's like yoga definitely, if you say like, see, as Sadhguru say, like seeking health is not the main thing from yoga, but most people come for health only. Even I also went for my mental health only, and then like when you are healthy, then only you can go beyond, right? So first thing, so that is what I explained my parents. That is my plan. That is what I want to do. And firstly, I want to make myself healthy. See, it has helped me so much. Then I was like, okay, fine.
So from there, after completing the training, how did you decide to do the first class? What was the experience of that first class?
Yeah, I completed my training recently only, and in December. So I have not taken
this
many
2020,
classes.
2022
Yeah,
December.
22. Yes, recently.
Oh, okay, recently. Wow.
I have just passed out, and I did take few classes. I took UpaYoga. I took one online session. Means actually we have a WhatsApp group. We have means like during the course I did from CMC Vellore, PG Diploma Mental Health. We had a project for like community mental health. So we created a WhatsApp group, and in that course, I was enrolled with a friend of mine. She's not a doctor. Like in that course, like 2 people enrolled together, one medical professional and one non-medical graduate. So the non-medical graduate gets trained as a mental health worker. So a team registered. So as a team, we were doing like weekly sessions on mental health awareness. We used to do that. So for that group only, I did a free online session for like 40 minutes only. So few people gathered. So I did it on like 1st January. I wanted to like start the first the year. So that what I did, and then I did a few UpaYoga sessions for a family. So I did like the whole UpaYoga for 6 days. I took like one and a half hour thing, and then I had planned my this Suriya Kriya class, first Suriya Kriya, but I took my first session, but after that, like my pet dog fell ill and like he died. So yeah. Sorry.
So sorry for your loss.
Yeah. So just 1 minute. So like somehow I couldn't complete those sessions actually. It was planned. So but now from this month I'll plan. The person who had registered in that session is like half hanging. I told her not to practice. I'll take the session again. So now in this month I'll be scheduling. Yeah, I have plans to schedule for because few of my students, and it's like I work as a assistant professor in a medical college here in Hyderabad. So few of my students are willing to learn. There are 2-3 people. So I will start teaching them, and then I'll see how it goes, because I'm working also, so I cannot be a full-time teacher, and that is not my plan also. Like I have to keep both things together. So part-time, whatever I'll do.
Beautiful, Akka. Awesome, Akka. So, where can people, reach out to you? Which would be if they want to know about your session? So, where do you update regarding where do you plan to, post it? If you could tell us.
Yeah, I'll be posting it on my Instagram.
This is your Instagram handle at Nikki _.
Yes.
So now I want to get into a part, I make a lot of podcasts, so I go through the comments and I try to involve that. So we try to keep the podcast as logical, but people want to know a little bit about, your Sadhguru, you've been doing the practices. So it's up to you, Akka, whether you want to share or not, but have you had any mystical experiences, out-of-body experiences during all these programs? So I just want to enter into this part. Like, if you're comfortable in sharing, Akka.
See, two things I'll say. Like first, like when I first went to ashram, so that was, I had just finished my inner engineering. Like it helped me so much to come out of depression. Means like I was still on medication, but the doses have decreased. The number of tablets I was taking has decreased. So I think I went after 2-3 months. I went to ashram. So 2-3 days. So it was first time I saw Sadhguru in April actually. I think 1 month after inner engineering in Delhi itself, he came for some function. So I volunteered there. Then I saw him from this close. I felt like he's glowing. So then I went to ashram, and that time I was like all crazy about Sadhguru. It's like you know, like he has saved my life, and like I was all crazy. What I was like, I want to get near, or like if, and you know how much crowd it is, like when everyone want to rushes, so that was, I was also in that state that time. I don't know it is some experience or mystical experience or not, but like during that lap of the master, like near Adi Yogi, he conducts that satsang on the Guru Purnima day, and then he walks on that ramp towards the end. So that time, like I was standing, and like I feel like Sadhguru sees me. Like how can he see me in that crowd? Okay, thousands of people, but I just wanted that he sees me once. Okay, and like for a moment, I just felt that he saw me through and through. Because he was not even looking at me. I just had that feeling. Okay, that was strange feeling. I don't know if it was psychological or not, but I just had that feeling that he just saw me through and through, like everything. And then next day, again we were having sessions in the Adi Yogi Alayam. So that time they put the base, and every time they are like changing the position. Someone goes front, and then I went into the last section. But usually if I was there, I would be like, why am I at the last? I should be in the first. But the very next day, I was like, I was content. Even I'm at the last position, and I felt like, what has happened to me? Has my devotion went off, or that craziness just disappeared? Like in overnight. I still admired him. But I felt that he is there with me. I felt that content even sitting at the last. I was not, when he's coming, I'm not running towards him. I feel his presence even there. And I was like questioning what's happening. My logical mind, like what happened in overnight. So that was one thing that I felt. And from that time, like I didn't have that craziness that you have to, it's like craziness for the physical presence, I would say. That went away. And I couldn't understand how it happened, because just a night before I was like all crazy trying to run in the crowd, and now I'm not. So that was one thing. And I'll not say about out of body experience and all. The thing is, like Sadhguru says every time, if you experience something, it is good. If you do not experience, it is very good. So and for first thing I'll say, the first time when I went to the ashram, before this thing happened, so this happened on the, I think, second day. Just the first day, it was he conducts session for Tamil people there, local people in Tamil. I don't understand anything in Tamil, but still I went and sat there. Just to like be in his presence, because I was first time in nationals. I just sat, and there were a few more people like me who didn't understand Tamil, just sat there. Okay, but there, like when I sat, when Sadhguru came, everyone started like shouting, and what happens when Sadhguru comes? I was like shouting and going crazy, and I was like, what's happening? I was like, this was new thing for me. Like I never experienced this, what's happening, and then first question, what's happening, and then second question, why it's not happening to me? Why is nothing happening to me? It's like my devotion is not good enough. Questioning. So that session went like that only, and then also like tried to means like a certain meditation he was guided meditation he was doing, then like half closed eyes or open eyes, I don't remember, but it was something, and then like in that also people are trying to do something, or they might be experiencing some state, I don't know, but then like my mind started creating like I should also experience, okay, there should be, so it was like imagining. I knew it was not happening, but it was trying to imagine that something is happening to me. and you know, the very next day, when the English session began, then Sadhguru just like touched on this topic. I felt that how is he knowing everything? He is touching on those topics, and he said that it is not a competition. I was like, okay. So so that thing got cleared that day. Okay, it's not a competition, it's happening. Okay, let it happen to them, whatever is. And then he also said that if you imagine things only, things will happen only what you can imagine. But if you let happen, so things that can happen may happen. But if you start imagining, then that possibility will not be there. So then I was okay with me not happening anything. So that thing settled down in that first visit. So that helped me a lot, saved me a lot from so much comparison that happens, you know. It's natural to happen. And then he like the whole session went on, since lifetime, since you're born, you're being compared. You should get more marks from that. You should be better than the other person. So that should not happen here. So I did stop that thing there. And experiences, again, like through vipassana also, what they teach, that you should not run behind experiences. So that is one thing that has stuck in me, that I'll try not to run behind experience. If it's happening, it is fine. It is not. If it's not, then also fine. So Sadhguru has said this so many times. So yeah, that is what I would like to say.
Beautiful, Akka. Just want to tell my audience, I tried for the mystical experiences, but we still have not found the screaming people. Awesome, Akka. So, by the way, did you go for Samyama, Bhavasvandana and all after?
Yes, I did. So, Shoonya I did means in 2021. After I came back to Hyderabad, it was like lockdown period, but it has just like ended, and they had just started the courses in ashram. So the first time they started the courses, because I had applied for Shoonya long back. You know, usually there's a waiting for Shoonya, you know. You don't get it so easily. Right. But I had applied just immediately after my engineering, but I didn't get it because of my medications. But I had kept that application number with me. Right. So I contacted the volunteer in Hyderabad who was looking after the advanced program, and I gave him the application number. I said that I had applied then. I was in waitlist that time, so please help me get in. So somehow there was one seat vacant, then I got into it. So Shoonya I did in 2021, and then 2022 I went for Hatha Yoga teacher training. There only we did this Bhavasvandana. So they had arranged for us that time for Hatha Yoga teacher trainees. So there I did Bhavasvandana, and After that, just after the teacher training ended, after 3 days after the Samyama was starting, so I stayed back for Samyama there. I really, initially when, as I said, I was rushing into Samyama, like I wanted to, first year only I wanted to do everything. Meanwhile, I met other meditators. They said that you should give time for each practice to settle into you. You should not rush into it. It's like you should be prepared for Samyama. It shouldn't be that you go unprepared and it doesn't happen. So that's what they said. So I was like, okay. So one thought I had that I'll do Hatha Yoga teacher training. After that, I'll do Samyama. That was in back of my mind, and luckily it just happened immediately after Hatha Yoga teacher training. So I did. Yeah.
Awesome, Akka. How was the experience of Samyama? And
it was wonderful. Best thing, like Sadhguru was there for whole time, and
right.
Even in Samyama, Sadhguru says the same thing. If we experience anything good, if not, then also very good. So then also it saved me from that comparing myself. I'm not experiencing anything.
Right.
Or if I'm experiencing, so I'm good. I'm so much experiencing something. So it was a really nice experience. Like his presence, like I could feel his presence, and like Hatha Yoga definitely helped to sit through that. Like after the training, like it was like kind of effortless to go through Samyama, like no pain or anything sitting there. So that was good.
That's right. So thank you so much, Akka. Have I missed asking you anything that sort my have I missed asking anything?
I don't think so.
I think we are good, Akka. We'll wait for the comments and let's see if you have missed anything. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Akka. Anything last that you would like to share with the audience regarding yoga or your life, or someone who's going through anxiety or depression, or something you would like to share?
Yes, for anxiety, depression, yes, I would like to share, like because like life has become so stressful now. Like everyone is rushing into everything, and we do not give time to ourselves. Like and like physical health, we do give a certain time, but mental health nobody take care of. So we do need to take care of the mental health along with the physical health, because it is related. It is not separate entity, and for that, again, not only medicines that is required. You have to do so many things. Like means you can do so many things, like the things that interest you. Give time to yourself, and yoga meditation plays such an important role in your like mental and physical health, and spiritual health. Of course, your growth. So you should not negate. You should not negate the effect of either thing. Means there are people who do not believe on medicines, like allopathic medicines. Even in Hatha Yoga teacher training also, there are few people, whatever happens, will not take medicines. But sometimes you need to take medicine. That is what you require that time. But other time, meditations help. So like for me, like now I see patients of mental health also. So I try to avoid medicine as much as possible, but when it's needed, it is needed.
True.
So you should not negate the effect of either of it. Both are important, and yeah, that is all I want to say. And you should always give time to yourself, to your own growth and your spiritual growth.
Thank you so much, Akka, and wish you all the best in your Hatha Yoga classes, and hopefully a lot of seekers get to learn Hatha Yoga through you. So thank you so much, Akka. Thank you. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.